Lesson 2, Translations. A transformation is an operation that changes a figure according to a rule. The pre-image is the original figure, and the image is the new figure or the transformed figure. A translation is an operation that slides a figure in the coordinate plane. There are 3 different translations that we will be looking at in this video. The first is a horizontal translation. Horizontal translations slide a figure left or right. The function for a horizontal translation is x plus or minus a y. What this means is that we will add to or subtract from the x value. Nothing happens to the y value, it will stay as it is. Next is a vertical translation. A vertical translation slides a figure up or down. And the function for a vertical translation is x, y plus or minus b. So here we are going to add to or subtract from the y value. And finally, a slant translation slides a figure diagonally. And the function for a slant translation is x plus or minus a and y plus or minus b. And for a slant translation, we are adding to or subtracting from both x and y. So both x and y will change. So let's begin by looking at our first objective, which is drawing the image. So you will be given the pre-image, and you will be given a translation, and you will have to draw the image. So let's begin by looking at the first translation. Translate triangle UVW 2 units left to create triangle U prime, V prime, W prime. Now, whenever we create the image, we will notate that by using prime symbols. So let's go ahead and begin. So in order to translate this pre-image 2 units left, we'll simply look at each point. Here is the point V, so I'm going to move that 2 units left. 1, 2. I'm going to place my point there, and I'm going to label that V prime. Next, with the U, 1, 2 units left, that will be labeled U prime. And then finally, W, 1, 2 units left, and that is labeled W prime. Now simply just connect those points. And we have now translated this pre-image 2 units left to create this image. Now let's take a look at the next translation, and I'll do that in blue. So we're going to translate the original pre-image 4 units right to create triangle U double prime, V double prime, double prime, W double prime. Okay, so again, I'm going to start with V, and I'm going to go 4 units to the right. 1, 2, 3, 4. Place our point there, and that is now labeled V prime prime. Here's the U, 1, 2, 3, 4. That is U prime prime. And then W, 1, 2, 3, 4. That is W prime prime. So both of these triangles have prime symbols. That is how we know that they are an image and not a pre-image. The reason that we had to put double prime symbols on this triangle is because we already have an image drawn on this coordinate plane. So in order to show a difference between the two, we have to have one with 1 prime symbol and the other with 2 prime symbols. All right, let's move on. Now here, we're going to translate 2 units up. So now we're looking at a vertical translation. The previous example was a horizontal translation. So we're going to start with V and we're going to move it 2 units up. 1, 2. That is V prime. 1, 2. U prime. And 1, 2. W prime. So I've taken each point and I've just moved it up 2 units. Now let's look at the next one. We're going to translate 3 units down. So I'll start with my V. 1, 2, 3. That is V prime prime. 1, 2, 3. W prime prime. And 1, 2, 3. U prime prime. And I hope that your triangles look up a little better than mine. Mine are not perfect. I'm not using a ruler here. And lastly, we are going to translate 3 units right and 4 units down. So here we have a slant translation. We're not only moving vertically or horizontally, we're moving both. So I'm going to start with my V. I'm going to go 3 units right, 1, 2, 3. And then I'm going to go 4 units down. 1, 2, 3, 4. And this is V prime. Here's U. 1, 2, 3 units right. 1, 2, 3, 4 units down. U prime. And then 1, 2, 3 units right. 1, 2, 3, 4 units down. W prime. Okay, now we'll move on to objective 2. In objective 2, we will write the image ordered pairs. So here we are given actual ordered pairs of a figure rather than be given a picture of that figure on a coordinate plane. And what we'll have to do is create the image ordered pairs rather than drawing that image on the coordinate plane. So here are our ordered pairs, and here's our translation. We're going to translate 6 units left. So as I see this left, I'm asking myself, does this left deal with the X value or the Y value? Well, we know that a horizontal translation shifts left or right. And we know that with a horizontal translation, we're adding to or subtracting from the X value. So I know that left means minus, and it also means the X value. Okay, so we're going to be subtracting from the X value. So here are all of my X values. And so I'm simply going to be subtracting 6 from each X value. So this will be 3 minus 6, 2 minus 6, 0 minus 6. Nothing happens to our Y values, so we'll simply just move those over. And now we're going to simply do subtraction to figure out what our new X coordinate will be. 3 minus 6 is negative 3. So W prime is negative 3, negative 4. 2 minus 6 is negative 4. So X prime is negative 4, negative 2. And 0 minus 6 is negative 6. So Y prime is negative 6, negative 4. So we have now written the image ordered pairs. Let's try another one. So here we see we 4 units up. So if the X value deals with left and right, we know the Y value deals with up and down. Up is positive. So we are going to be adding 4 to each Y value. Here are our Y values. So I'm going to go ahead and write down my X values because I know I will not affect those in any way. And now I know I will have to do negative 4 plus 4 negative 2 plus 4, and negative 4 plus 4. Okay, so negative 4 plus 4 is 0, so W prime is 3, 0. Negative 2 plus 4 is 2, so X prime is 2, 2. And negative 4 plus 4 is 0, so Y prime is 0, 0. All right, and for this last example, we are shifting 1 unit right and 3 units down. We know that right deals with X values, and that's positive, so we are going to be adding 1 to each X value. And then we know down is a Y value, so we're going to be subtracting 3 from each Y value. So here are my X's. And I should have done that in a different color. Hold on a second. Let me change that color so that we can see, so that no one gets confused. So Y minus 3. Okay, so let's deal with the X values. Our X's are 3. So we have 3 plus 1, 2 plus 1, and 0 plus 1. And then here are our Y values. We have negative 4 minus 3, negative 2 minus 3, and negative 4 minus 3. So now we're simply going to do our addition or subtraction to figure out what our new ordered pairs are. 3 plus 1 is 4. Negative 4 minus 3 is negative 7. So W prime is 4, negative 7. 2 plus 1 is 3. Negative 2 minus 3 is negative 5. So X prime is 3, negative 5. And then 0 plus 1 is 1. And negative 4 minus 3 is negative 7. So Y prime is 1, negative 7. Okay, and our last objective is writing the function. So here we are given a pre-image and an image. Remember, the pre-image is just a regular letter. The image has the prime symbol. So I always ask that you draw a path from the pre-image to the image. So choose one of the letters. I'm going to choose F. So I'm going to ask myself, how did I get from F to F prime? So I'm going to draw an arrow from F to F prime. Well, I see that I went 1, 2 units left. Okay. So I need to begin to write my function. Every function begins X, Y, and then an arrow. So we know that left deals with X values. So our X changed. Well, how did it change? Left means negative. So we subtracted 2 from our X values. We did not move up or down any, so Y stays the same. Here again, I'm going to choose a letter. I choose H. How did I get from H to H prime? Well, I know I went up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, up 5 units. So I'm going to begin to write my function. My X did not change, but my Y went up 5 units, so that is Y plus 5. And then finally, again, choose a letter. I'm going to choose my R and R prime. Now here, we went up and then we went to the right. So I went up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, up 5, and then right 2. So I see that both will change. So I know that X is left and right. So right 2 is plus 2. So that is X plus 2. And then Y is up and down. Up is plus. So that is Y plus 5.